Exactly.
First, right?
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so looking at this reference, let's plot where that's going to cross. So there's our center front. Because, and then, so what that tells me, because I was so off on that last one, that tells me I've got to start this line really close to the neck. All right, so, and actually, if you look at this reference, see how there's a slight curve? They had to curve it up and then down to make that come all the way down to the waist. So, all right, so start close to the neck, come down to the point we've plotted, and then we're going to actually have to curve it down to get that surplice. So down and then across. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. Extend that line a little bit past the neck, and then we can go ahead and, so you can always just pretend that we're drawing on the figure and come out from behind the neck like we did, slope down to the shoulder, all the things that we did on the, and then the collar's going to roll from this point, so it's kind of a curved line out here to the collar, like so. Actually, I realize now the point of the collar comes a little bit in front of the shoulder, so you might change that. Okay. Let's go on. Bring the shoulder out. Put in the sleeve seam there where we see the indication of the pectoral muscle on the croquis. And then let's come down to the waist. Okay, so we can see that there's that cinched tie belt. So starting at the waist on the croquis, go ahead and indicate where that cinched tie belt is going to be. And you can see it is cinched in a little bit, so we'll have to do like a gathered kind of a line. And then let's do this is a little bit different. The symmetrical thing doesn't work as well. We will be able to trace part of it, but not all of it because it's asymmetrical. All right, so let's come and look up for a second, because I'm going to draw the top, I'm going to draw what to call it, I'm going to call it the flounce of that bow first. Because you can see it kind of loops up and over. And then I'm going to have the bow come from underneath that. All right, so then let's see, we'll go ahead and draw kind of a loop to this bow. We can always make it bigger or smaller if we need. And then the line relaxes and then comes out like this. It doesn't look just like that. Okay, here, I'm going to do it again.
The bottom, you were covering it with your hands like this? Because I can't speak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the bottom part that you did?
Yeah, so I'm going all the way back here. So here's my cinched belt. And then I came over because I had to kind of see where is the top of that belt. And then I drew a little line, and this comes down like a flounce, kind of like what we just did on that skirt. And then there's that backwards S. Okay, and then we can draw another column of fullness. So that's just kind of the flounce of the bow.
I'm struggling to see the red even with all those heavy lines underneath.
Right, that's the drawback to tracing paper, but I don't
Yeah.
know if I try the regular paper, if we might be able to see, but I could try it.
I don't know. I feel like
Okay, well, anyway, so I'm going to go back over these lines with the black, and hopefully we can. So then there's this top of the bow, which is basically like an oblong shape, oblong circle shape. And then I draw a line that's relaxed, and then another line that curves around, and then just put, like a gather in there, or two lines. That's half of the bow. So again, around in an oblong circle. This line relaxes, comes down, it's a curved line, and then it's another curved line, comes back around, and then just a little swooshy there. Then we'll do the same on the other side. Actually, if you look at this reference, you don't see that oblong shape. It could be there, but they didn't put it there. They just drew, the top of the bow like this, and I would still relax that line and have it curve back up, and then boom. So bring the line out, relax the line, it curves back around, and then a gather. And that's good enough.
I did the bow better.
Good.
Yeah, I did everything else tonight.
Improvement. Okay, so back out here to the shoulder, sleeve seam, and then once you have that, now we can see to kind of curve in. Oh, I put too much blue on. All right, just not as curved as what I did, but kind of curve down to that belt. Because it's a little bit of gather down there, but not a ton. So I have a thick line here. Again, we're in pencil. Once you get all the shapes right and you're happy with the way the flat looks, that's then when you black line it. If you're on marker paper, you can black line on the marker paper and then erase away the pencil. Or you can, my process is that I sketch out the shape, sometimes on tracing paper, sometimes I'll do it right on photocopy paper. Once I'm happy with the shape, I transfer mine to just photocopy paper with the pen sticks. I put the photocopy paper, so that's what you're seeing here. These are just photocopy paper. I just have them black lined them. And then you black line them with the pen sticks or the Micron. You don't black line with the Prismacolor pencil because it's not a fine enough point. And so that's why you've got 3 size nibs on your Microns that you got in your kit. You've got a 0.3, a 0.5, and a 0.8. So the 0.8 is good for the contour line, gives you a nice bold contour line so you can see that flat. The 0.3 is good for all that fine top stitching you're doing. So you'll kind of decide, what, and you'll get used to it, deciding what's the right point for black lining your flats. Okay, let's go ahead and pull the bottom of the shirt out, and we can see that it has a shirt tail hem. It has a curve to it. Not exactly a shirt tail hem, I guess it's just a curved hem. All right, now, on a flat tech, you can have the sleeve come down next to the garment, or you can actually have the arms come out. And either one is correct. These are a little close to the body, but I think we can make this work. So let's try it. So this has a French cuff. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the downward angle of the cuff and then the top of the cuff. And I'm just going to keep the inside of the cuff very close, just trace the arm basically. All right, and there's the outside of the cuff. It has an angle. It's going to kind of wrap back around the sleeve. We might have, it actually doesn't show a button there, but it would be nice to have a button here on this French cuff. All right, the blouse sleeve just, it glides along. It's not too tight to the arm because it's a blouse sleeve, so it's not fitted, it's not a knit. There's they even show a hanging wrinkle or a hanging fold like I do on the body. And that's okay too on flats. Again, it depends on the company you're working for and how they want you to draw flats. So then once you have that,
I never see anybody draw flats at work. Ever. They're always on the computer.
yeah, this is used more in a situation, if you're a designer and you're out on a shopping trip and you don't have your computer with you, you can quickly do a little flat of a design idea that you see maybe in a store or whatever. So no, but what we find is that if you know how to do these by hand, it makes it easier for you to learn how to do it on the computer because you have an understanding of the process. You could do them, of course, for a presentation, but in the situation of, I guess I should stop. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording for a minute.